Hello, all you bountiful bounty hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Metroid Prime Randomizer. So today we are starting off in Phendrana Drift, I believe is what this area is actually called. I always want to call it Pandora's Drift, because I believe we actually want to go up there. And the reason why I say that is because last episode we got ourselves a space jumpsuit, or rather boost, or boots, I don't really remember. So you can get up here and we should actually be able to land up here. That or we need to go under the pillars, but nope, we're good. But also today, as we scan over here and read this, I will continue what my thought after this. So the statue was worn and withered. Scan indicates the presence of the power conduct behind the statue, which is interesting. But anyways, to continue my thought, since we have the HUD off from last episode doing the no HUD and only missile episode, we're actually going to be doing a mostly pacifist run. And saying mostly pacifist is because the only exceptions will be going against bosses and or mini bosses, which will be soon here because we are actually going towards one right now. But this Chozo is balancing the plane of existence on his hands. And this is also one of those rooms which is going to make it really awkward to actually be a pacifist. But let's go ahead and scan this little dude because I don't think we actually ran into any yet. So these guys are ice parasites. They are scavengers with crystalline outer shells. The parasites are hardy creatures able to adapt to any environment within 3 generations. The ice parasite is a prime example. Having adjusted to the frigid climate, the vermin now thrives in it. Omnivorous, I don't know why I can't say that word right now, so I'm just gonna go on. It can exist in areas hostile to most life forms, which is interesting and makes me wonder if at some point there will actually be some in Magma Cavern, because Magma Cavern is one of those areas as well. I know that there's these spiky dudes right here. I do remember this room because I fall off a lot in this room just because of all the enemies and all the platforms, but so far so good. We just gotta wait until these guys go by so we can jump up here. I don't believe there's anything that's scannable right now, at least until we get over here to where there's a statue and a blocked off door. So a statue depicting the bust of a Chozo shaman adorns this door rather. The symbol is carved into the forehead. The translation reads, "To pass my gate, seek my twin within this room." I believe this is the statue that they're talking about, which is currently frozen, and it is freezing water that is currently behind this basin. Now this statue right here really makes me think of a hummingbird, which makes sense because Chozos are basically, I think, I don't know if mechanical because we've never actually seen them in games, but they're basically bird dudes and they're freaking awesome. But this one depicts a flawless warrior statue. This one depicts a philosopher, which is also flawless. And this one also flawless. It depicts the architect, which is also flawless. And then there is this one, which is depicting a shaman. And the structure is not flawless. So that is the one that we're looking for, and I believe we want to pew pew. Heck yeah. Also really like how the missiles are actually purple. It keeps making me think of a weapon that we're going to get soon enough over here. But also, keep in mind for this room, at some point we will need to trek back, at least I believe we need to. Only one way to really find out, that's just by continuing on. And now we're walking through this door, which is the boss room, which is what I was thinking of because we got ourselves the wave beam. One of my favorite weapons in this game actually. It looks really cool. A lot of these weapons are really freaking cool. And here is why I say there's some exceptions to being a mostly pacifist run. Because we can't actually do anything now, because we can't go back, and we can't progress without actually attacking these little baby sheegoth. Which is really sad. I feel bad for attacking these things, but at the same time, they kind of attack us as well. It's interesting how they're also behind walls. Like, why are they trapped behind stuff? Why can't they just, be out here thriving and be like, yeah, we're here? Or is it because of their mama, which we may or may not be attacking soon after this? And it looked like it was the last one, and there's a big mama or papa, we don't actually really know. Either way, we're going to scan this so we don't forget to actually get to some part of the scannable. So we got ourselves a sheegoth, supreme predator of the Phendrana Drift. Sheegoths are invulnerable to most beam weapons. The crystal on their back absorbs the energy which can fire at prey. Sheegoths have poor stamina. They hyperventilate after using their breath attack, making their mouth areas vulnerable. The soft underbelly of the sheegoth is susceptible to consecutive blasts. In battle, they expel blasts of frigid gas to ensnare their targets. They are also found ramming and trapping their hapless. I don't even know what hapless means. Girl, can you back off, please? I think I appreciate it. And now, I don't remember exactly what we need to do, but we got this. Oh, it is icing us. That makes sense. I don't remember exactly what we need to do here, but we gotta be careful because without the HUD on, it makes it kind of awkward for us to actually be able to get this through. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. And I know you're hyperventilating, but we're just going to try to get up to you. Just use a charge beam. Yeah, there's her blasting at us. Yeah, oh, okay, that's where you got that. And that was pretty interesting. So I didn't realize that it actually has some armor on if it's not just going through normally. So you gotta try to like become a trapalist girl, or you're just going to try to freeze us there. Fair enough. I don't know how it just avoided that like ice attack, but you know what? We will take it. I also wonder if just attacking it regularly will actually do us any good or not. But come on, girl. You know you want to try to freeze us, or at least try to trample us at the very least. And oh, we managed to get it down. Cool. So that there is actually one of my favorite bosses, or mini bosses, all depending on how you see them. But now we got one of my favorite weapons, that is, not my favorite weapon. But here is a common question for you guys. In this game, what is your favorite weapon? At least so far, because if you'd never played this game, then of course you wouldn't really know what other weapons there are. But for me, that is definitely one of them, and now it's time to try to figure out how to switch it, because it has been a while. Should have probably read how to do it. I figured it out. It was pressing X and then using one of the D-pad areas, and I forgot we can't just like go through. That's too bad we can't actually see what's behind here, because like you'd be able to just drop off, that is, because it seems like it would be an area that we could attack. Okay, apparently Samus just does not want to get out of her morph ball, but now we gotta go past the... Oh, these guys are actually in here now. I didn't expect that. So that means the little baby sheegoth down here is gone as well? It looks like it. So, we're going to ignore those guys. So usually this weapon is actually the one that you need in order to actually take damage against these guys, but in our case, we don't want to do that. And now is the part where I try to remember exactly where we need to go. But regardless, since we're a topic of a question, last episode I had asked you guys what your favorite music is, whether it's in this game or in another game, and I said that I would actually tell you guys what mine is. So for me, a lot of them actually have to do with Metroid Prime. Maybe not a lot of them, but most of them are actually video game music, so I'm just gonna go with those, and maybe some show music, but that will actually lead into another question. But one of them would actually be this area's music, because it's just so pretty. I'm also going to make sure that we actually save before we possibly get a game over. But yeah, it's just beautiful. It's very ambience, and it's like, even though it's barely anything in the background, it's still just enough to love. Now that we made it back safely in this room, another song that I also really like is actually Backward Cavern. Just because that music is just a bob. Like, you go in there, it's just like, yeah, there's music over here, and we're going to sound really epic. Okay, now we got these baby sheegoths. Again, it's another one of those things where it's like, why can't you just like jump right on top of those little edges? The least we could do is probably try to like wall jump, but so did we scan this wall? We didn't! We got some more lore over here, guys! So the show's script is translated. The great poison reaches ever further into the planet. We Shozo begin to feel the gnawings of despair before it. It is too late. We now will make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple that contains within the darkness. At its heart we will place a cipher. A mystical lock powered by 12 artifacts, which we actually got one of them last episode, I believe, and filled with as much power as the Shozo can harness. We wonder though, even when we are done, will it be too late? And will the power of the temple and its cipher itself prove strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life? Now that is a good question, and something that we will eventually be finding out as we get attacked by this little thing. Don't know why I decided to go over here, but I know that we're just gonna get damaged. Now let's try to get health without actually like defeating that guy. New research entry has been logged on. This hanging rock structure appears to have a weak spot near its base. Some stalactites can be dislodged from the ceilings, allowing them to be used as platforms to cross otherwise unreachable areas. Which is exactly what I was trying to find. I'm glad that, even though I was running around quite a bit, I was still able to actually find it. Now we can jump up here, and then try to avoid these little guys, so that we can actually get over... Whoa, are those different sheer grubs? Why did they call them sheer grubs? Those are pretty sure it's Pokemon. But we will zoink these hells, because I don't know what our life is like right now. And now up here. But another song that I like rather for this game is actually the two of them, which I'm going to combine together, which will be the main menu / title select music. Oh, you also didn't need to just like change the weapons to like open that. That's good to know. I also have no idea which way we're actually supposed to go in here. I see we're just supposed to go up, and it looks like at some point we're going to be getting, or sometime soon rather, we're going to be getting the next ball upgrade. And I don't know if we're stuck here. Is this a, oh, looks like it's a vent area that we can go in. It is not. Oh, but there is, as I pause, this little area right here. I don't know how I managed to miss it, but that's okay. We can't go up quite yet. And after all of that, we also just needed to just stay right down here, which I don't know if this will launch us up. It kind of looks like it would be, and it's just going to flood this area with water. And it sounds like we need to go up. I don't know, because I can't quite hear it. I can hear the music, but I can't quite hear it if there's like the timer thing though. Guess we'll find out soon enough. It is... yeah, I don't actually know where we need to go at this point. So we can't go up there. And it looks like we are going to be getting stuck if we try to go up further. So, that's that. I think we shall actually leave it here. But before we do, because I'm still going to try to climb up and see what we can find in this room, but I was going to ask you guys, do you guys have a favorite cartoon? Or the show in general? The reason why I say that, and this brings back to the beginning of the episode when I was talking about, you know, the music question, is because recently I've actually been listening to the SpongeBob SquarePants soundtrack as I was driving to work and back. And it looks like there's 2 doors in this area. Interesting. I have no idea where we're supposed to go at this point. But the game will actually tell us, which is what I'm going to allow it to do as we're going to head towards the save station. So I think we actually need to go and find this upgrade over here, if I may be correct or not. Seriously, it looks like we'd be able to go into these things, but we can't. But yeah, anyways, that's all I really wanted to ask you guys, so it's a late comment question, but that is okay. So that means we shall leave it here then, and hopefully go back into safety of that, or I will try to actually get up there. We'll see. Either way, we'll figure out next episode. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, slap that subscribe button, and say something down in the comments down below. Do what you do, and I will see you in the next video, which honestly we might actually go back to show the ruins, because I do know that there's at least one door, that or it was in the central area that needed the discharge beam over here. But yeah, anyways, until then, we shall actually say peace.